It was an ordinary evening when he heard soft meowing sounds coming from outside his house. The cries were faint but urgent, the kind that pulls at your heart and makes you stop everything to listen. Something told him these weren't just ordinary cat sounds, but calls for help from creatures in real trouble. When he stepped outside to investigate, his heart sank at what he discovered. Small kittens were wandering around his yard, clearly lost and desperate. They were trying to find anything to eat and were so thirsty they were drinking from dirty puddles of rainwater. The sight of these tiny babies struggling just to survive was heartbreaking. Their fur was messy and they looked weak from hunger and thirst. Without wasting any time, he rushed back inside and filled a clean bowl with fresh water. The moment he placed it outside, the kittens rushed toward it eagerly. Watching them drink the clean water with such relief showed him just how long they had been on their own. He could see they were grateful for this simple act of kindness, and it made him determined to help them even more. As he was making sure each kitten was drinking properly, a neighbor walked over with important news. The man had spotted another kitten somewhere down the street and wanted to make sure it got help too. Following the neighbor's directions, he found the missing kitten hiding underneath a parked car. The little one was scared and wouldn't come out at first, but with gentle patience and soft words, he was able to coax the frightened baby to safety. When he returned with the rescued kitten, he noticed an adult cat standing near the group. At first he wondered if this might be their mother, but something didn't seem right. The cat was watching the kittens with curiosity rather than the protective behavior you'd expect from a mother. The kittens didn't run to her or show any recognition either. This confirmed his suspicion that these babies were truly orphaned and completely on their own. Just when he thought all the kittens were safe, another faint meowing sound reached his ears. This cry was coming from a different direction and sounded even more desperate than the others. Following the sound carefully, he discovered its source hiding deep under a concrete drainage pipe. This kitten was in the worst condition yet, soaked through from rainwater and shaking from both cold and fear. When he tried to help this frightened kitten, the little one hissed and tried to scratch him with tiny claws. The baby was too scared to trust any human after surviving alone for so long. Understanding that fear was making the kitten defensive, he knew he needed to be extra patient and gentle. He pulled out some creamy kitten treats from his pocket, the kind that most cats find irresistible. Slowly and calmly, he offered the treat to the scared kitten while speaking in soft, reassuring tones. It took several minutes, but gradually the little one's hunger overcame its fear. The kitten carefully accepted the food, and this small act of trust was the beginning of healing. Once the baby had calmed down enough, he was able to gently pick it up and wrap it in a soft towel he had brought from inside. The wet kitten was shivering badly from being cold and scared. Using gentle movements, he dried the tiny body with clean tissues, being extra careful around sensitive areas like the ears and face. Getting the kitten warm and dry was crucial because being wet for too long can make small animals very sick. The little one gradually stopped shaking as it felt the warmth and comfort of being truly cared for. Now all the kittens were finally safe and together. He carefully gathered them up and brought them into his home where they could have proper shelter. Inside, he had prepared clean bowls of fresh water and nutritious kitten food that would help them regain their strength. He also set up comfortable bedding in a peaceful room where they could rest and recover from their ordeal on the streets. The transformation that followed was truly amazing to watch. Within just a few days, these once terrified and hungry babies began to trust again. They learned that humans could be kind and that they no longer had to fight for survival every single day. They started playing with each other and purring when their rescuer came to check on them. Their eyes became bright and alert, and their fur grew soft and clean. What makes this story so special is that it shows how one person's compassion can change everything for animals in need. These kittens went from having no hope to having a loving home where they're wanted and cherished. They now have regular meals, clean water, warm beds, and most importantly, someone who truly cares about their well-being and happiness. This rescue reminds us that there are many animals out there right now who need our help. Every day, pets are abandoned or lost and struggling to survive on their own. They're waiting for someone with a kind heart to notice their cries and give them the second chance they deserve. If this story touched your heart, we'd love to hear your ideas for names for these brave little survivors. Share your suggestions in the comments and subscribe for more heartwarming rescue stories that show how love and kindness can transform lives.